time 6 o'clock p.m. Calling the meeting to order. I ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Commissioner Ackrey?
Here.
Commissioner Downing?
Here.
Commissioner Smith? Here. Commissioner Tubby?
Here.
Mayor Washington?
Here.
We have our quorum and are duly qualified to conduct business.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I don't believe we have any presentations. Seeing no presentations, we'll move down to the City Manager's report.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. I have two things to report tonight. The first one is on the Residence Bridge project. Just wanted to let you know that KYBC is working on the movement of the traffic plan, which will dictate the closures in phases that we will see once the project starts. So they did ask for the first responders, first responders in the region, and one chiefs are going to be following up with specific Covington-related questions. So just wanted to let you know that they are working on it, and we should have some of those kind of information, hopefully in the next month or so, which we'll share with you. The second thing I wanted to share is House Bill 160. You may be aware of it. It is the bill that was passed that prohibits us from putting any additional restrictions on qualified manufactured homes in zones that allow single family. It does allow for protection of historic preservation and those guidelines, but we would have the July 1st reading consistent deadline by when we should modify our ordinances if applicable. So PDS is helping us through the process, and then kind of developing a team on zoning people will be working on that throughout the year. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for the manager? Seeing none, we'll move to...
I was just going to
I'm
ask
sorry.
if you had appropriate connections to PDS to facilitate that conversation. But okay. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Items for consideration, Human Resource Department Director Lewis.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioner. This evening I have 4 items for your consideration. The first is an order accepting the resignation of firefighter Jason Hughes effective September 14th.
Any questions, objections? Without seeing any, consent.
The next is an order accepting the resignation of Tanya Baldwin, HR Specialist, effective August 20th.
Any questions, objections? Without seeing any, consent.
Next is an order accepting the resignation of Randy Ott, Budget Director, effective July 30th.
Any questions, objections? Without seeing any, consent.
And lastly, I have an order approving the hire of Joseph Ewald, new Budget Director, effective September 10th.
Any questions, objections, consent?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Police Department, Chief Weholter.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I have one item this evening. It's a request for the renewal of the annual contract peace officer agreement in accordance with KRS 95.022 of Marcus Jordan. He would continue as a patrol officer grade 6, and this will be the 3rd annual contract for Specialist Jordan. And with the renewal of the contract, the police department will be staffed at 110 of 114 officers.
Any questions for the chief? Any objections? Seeing none, consent. Thank you, Chief. Fire Department, Chief Dye, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I have one line of an order authorizing the mayor to execute an interlocal agreement with the Kentucky Division of Emergency Management. This allows for mutual aid and cooperation among agencies throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky during times of major disasters. It also provides a foundation for reimbursement if we get deployed to other jurisdictions of how the state will reimburse us to go, or if other departments need to come to us throughout the state for them to get reimbursed. Typically, they're state disasters, stuff like that.
Okay. Any questions for the chief? Chief, how's our reimbursements looking?
I actually got an email today that we are going to get our last hurricane federal FEMA Milton reimbursement. So we're still waiting on 2 or 3 state, but the federal one should have in the next 12 days.
Cool. Thank you. Without objection, consent. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Finance Department, Brianna Gaffney.
Hello. I am proposing that we move the due date for city taxes to October 31st. Right now they are September 15th, and the turnaround is very tight to get the bills out to the public.
Give me those dates one more time, please.
We are proposing to move it to October 31st. They are currently set at September 15th.
Any questions for the finance director? Any objections? Seeing none, consent. Thank you, ma'am. Public Works Director, Mr. Bales.
Good evening. Tonight, Public Works has one agenda item. It's a request for an order allowing the purchase of 2 Ford Bronco Sports at $33,000 each. This was budgeted in the fiscal year in the FedFAL.
Any questions for Mr. Bales? What do you see these vehicles being used for, Mr. Bales?
These will be director's vehicles.
Please.
These are director's vehicles.
Okay. Without any objection, consent. Thank you, Mr. Bales. Economic Development, Mr. Duffy.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Here tonight to present to you the first round of fiscal year 2026 small business program, small business incentive program. So for this fiscal year, we've for this first round, staff have approved 6 projects totaling $46,800. That leaves us $103,200 for the remainder of the year. And just a note, we are at, since 2017 to present, 172 businesses this program has helped. We'll start off first with the facade improvement applicants. We had 2 applicants that made it to this level and requesting $20,000. The first, 120 West 5th Street. We actually have Kathy Jones here. This is a facade improvement for Kathy Jones Aesthetics, basically doing $37,282 project, including tuck pointing, painting, facade, window repair, and upgraded signage. This project followed the historic preservation guidelines. It's a 2.7 to 1 city to private match. And staff recommends a $10,000 facade grant to benefit Kathleen Jones.
Any questions? Without objection, consent.
Thank you. This next project is with the Center for Great Neighborhoods. It's 1210 to 1212 Lee Street. We actually have Kate from the Center for Great Neighborhoods here tonight. Basically, the project is going to take a vacant building on Lee Street. It's going to add a new garage door, front door, fresh paint, several other types of interior repairs, as well as some things done to the roof, which are not included in this project. It's a leverage of 2.8 to 1, and so the object of this space is to take a vacant space and make it a studio space for arts-focused businesses such as photographer, designer, or fine artist. Like I said before, 2.8 to 1, private to city leverage of funds, and staff recommends $10,000 for this facade grant to benefit the Center for Great Neighborhoods.
You want to move your video up one?
Sorry, sir.
That's okay. What you're going to ask? Okay.
Same thing.
All right. Any questions by the board on that one? Seeing none, without objection, consent.
Okay, so we are moving along to the rent subsidy applicants. We had 3 this round, $16,800. The first is a Servant's Heart of Covington, LLC. They are a medical training institute that partners with other qualified medical institutions to offer CNA, qualified medication aid, and CPR certifications. They also offer continuing education for certified professionals. They signed a 2-year lease at 809 Madison. They also worked with the Small Business Development Center. And staff recommends a $6,000 rent subsidy benefiting a Servant's Heart of Covington LLC.
So, Mr. Duffy, are they moving? Because the address there says 140 West Pike.
Oh, no. Let's see. That's correct. My paper was wrong. So they're 140 West Pike.
Thank you.
The one here in a few will be at that other address. So 140 West Pike. I apologize for that.
Any other questions for Mr. Duffy? Seeing none, without objection, consent.
So the next business, Dirty Dog Spa LLC, doing business as Dirty Dogs and Rough Cuts. Is Derek List here? No, I thought I saw him come in. Derek List is opening a dog grooming business on Union Street, actually just north of Riddy's Corner. He did work with the Small Business Development Center to complete a business plan. And it's, in my opinion, a nice amenity to the Latonia neighborhood. The staff recommends $4,800 rent subsidy to the Dirty Dog Spa LLC. And you'll notice the lease there is only $800, so half of that's $400 times 12, so that's $4,800.
Any questions? So is the spelling D-A-W-G-S?
That's correct.
Or D-O-G-G-S, so
DAWGS.
without objection.
Another issue there, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You're batting 500, brother. You're okay. We're with you. We're with you. Okay. That's right. He's got a bad hand. It's your hand. If I didn't say it without objection, consent. All right.
All right, so my final rent subsidy tonight is Tax Smart Business LLC, doing business as Liberty Tax. I do not believe there's a representative from Liberty Tax here. They're basically a tax service providing advice to small business owners, churches, nonprofits, and individuals. They provided a full business plan with projections, and they had a recommendation letter from the CBC, Covington Business Council. They will be on 809 Madison, and staff recommends a $6,000 rent subsidy to benefit Tax Smart Business LLC.
Any questions? Without objection, consent.
And this final project, I think a lot of people are excited about. So KJR Real Estate LLC, you may know this, 635 Main Street as the Village Theater. It's been a staple in Main Street since 1916 when it was named the Family Theater. This particular project, $50,000 project, will be repairing or replacing the electric, the lighting, and the metal of the marquee to its original state per preservation guidelines. Trade 31, a nationally recognized restoration firm, will be taking on the project. Once again, this is a 4-to-1 private to public match. Staff recommends $10,000 for a historic electric sign grant to KJR Real Estate.
Any questions? It's exciting. It's very exciting. That'll be very nice. Without objection, consent. Thank you, Patrick. So, for the business owners that you might be wondering what's going on, so the Board of Commissioners just put your item on the consent agenda. Now, any commissioner can remove that item and put it on regular. Very seldom to never happens. So basically, your project looks like it's on its way of sailing through. So we appreciate you and appreciate you doing business here in our city and getting the message out. So anything we can do, as you can see, our Economic Development Department prides itself on helping small businesses, and that's what makes our community thrive. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on business is commission discussion. Commissioner Downing.
I have two topics. One, we had a really great event this weekend with the fireworks. We had a lot of public engagement watching from the river, and as I was walking back to my vehicle, dutifully parked about a mile away from the river, I got to observe the public trying to walk over our sidewalks in that area, and I actually was physically present when a person in a wheelchair got stuck because as they were traveling up our hill, the concrete slabs had shifted because of the root structure, and they were unable to make the lip. And so they had to back up, go out onto the street because the street was blocked. They were able to then move around. Those of you who know me know that sidewalks are a bit of an issue for me. And so now that our city manager is established in place and has all the kinks worked out of the system, has figured out the path forward, I'm going to ask that we put this on her priority list so that way we can find a way within our current budget constraints to address this issue. It is consistently a hot potato issue because we are always in budget constraints. We always have to find ways to navigate around the constraints that we have. But my ask is that I can get your all support in asking the city manager to come up with a plan that can be presented back to us that we can then determine whether or not we find it appropriate to execute.
Motion?
I would like to.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Vice Mayor Smith. Any questions or debate? Without seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
The second issue I'd like to bring up, and this is not something that's urgent by any stretch, but we have consistently had very good success with our small business incentive program. And the presentation today highlights that. We have a lot of businesses welcoming. We welcome into our community. We help prop up that success in the very beginning stages when it's usually the most difficult. But in the time that I've been here, I think it's one of those things where I think it would be helpful to take a bird's eye view and take a look at the long term, like how have we demonstrated that continued success over time, and help make sure that we are continuing to observe and watch and find ways to continue to make sure that the public understands why we continue to make this investment in the community in this manner. We have a variety of different incentive programs to help make sure that we are attracting and retaining businesses. I think this is one of those that seems obvious on the surface, but I would like to make sure that we as a commission body and future commission bodies have a kind of a longer term view. And so I'm looking for something where I'll let staff make the recommendation based on the data that we have appropriate. But things like those businesses' longevity rates, and are they able to meet the hiring requirements and things like that. So that's something I would like to get the commission's support in asking for. This is something that we could push off into 2026. There is no urgency behind this ask.
Are you asking for a motion, or are you asking for them to bring back something?
I'm asking for support on the commission to make that an order that they bring back something for us.
I have a motion.
I'll motion.
You have a second? You're seconding.
A second.
Second. Second by Commissioner Ackery. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other items by the commissioners? Okay. No comments by commissioners? Commissioner Smith?
Just one. And first, I wanted to thank everyone that's applying for any sort of incentive to do business in the city. Sincerely, thank you. And I firmly believe in the investment that's made, and I'm glad that we're going to take a look at it. There are businesses that have been retained, and they have stayed here and they've grown here, but there are certain intangibles that we can never capture. And one of those intangibles is persons like me that got an incentive when I was first starting my business over 10 years ago. I started my business here. The city matched my rent when I could barely afford it. And since then, I've grown my business, obviously, started another, ran for office, and here I am. So I believe in the program. I believe in what we're doing, and I firmly support it. And I want to thank all of you that have applied, and I do want to also applaud our economic development program. I'm a business law attorney, and I actually work with cities across this state with businesses that are trying to grow, and my own even. And I can tell you, when I go to those other cities and we're navigating their processes and their opportunities and their incentives, they pale in comparison to what we're doing here. And if you've never done business in another city and you're starting here, I'm going to tell you, you're spoiled. So when you go somewhere else, you'll experience it. But I just think that is a nod to not just our economic development department, but every single department in the city and our board and our staff. So thank you to everyone that applies, and thank you to our entire city for supporting it. Thank you sincerely.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Any other comments from the commission? I have several items. Number one, I received a call from Boone County Sheriff's Office. As many of you know, Boone County had two deputies that were attempting to serve a warrant, and both of them were shot. They're out of harm's way, but they have some recovering to do. But it was conveyed to me by Colonel Peace that he was very glad that the Covington police responded that evening, along with multiple jurisdictions, to assist with that scene. He said it felt good to know that our chief walked up and said, "I'm here for anything you need. I'm here to assist you." That made that department feel very good. So we acknowledge our officers and the officers throughout Northern Kentucky that are in harm's way. That's one thing. The other thing, I want to announce that next meeting under City Manager's report, City Manager Sharma Lee will give us a brief presentation on Bridge the Gap. Bridge the Gap concerns the closing of the 4th Street Bridge and the impact it may have on our community, along with the companion bridge being built alongside the Brent Spence Bridge. There has been several conversations with business owners concerned about this, and our city manager will begin to address that in next week's meeting. Also, I want to urge the public that on September 10th at our Savior, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet will be presenting in front of the East Side Neighborhood Group. They'll be talking about I know it as the 12th Street Bridge, many people know it as the Girl Scout Bridge, and some changes the state of Kentucky would like to do by some traffic patterns that are affecting those streets, and also they want to discuss the bike lanes. So our Savior on September 10th at 6 o'clock at 2025 this year. The second thing is we're also inviting ourselves. We're inviting Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to present to the City Commission on 9/16 of this year to also talk about the Girl Scout Bridge and the traffic impact that they are proposing. Just a reminder, the streets that are going to be affected are state highways and not city streets. So it is totally up to the state of Kentucky what they do. However, our team is emphasizing that they communicate with the public, and they're going to do that. So without any other discussion, this meeting is adjourned.